Hey, hello there, RJB here, and today we're gonna look at Gensay against 458 yet again, but this time around it's a match from 2021. I haven't done any match between these two from the year 2021. We've got 458 here on the yellow Protoss on the bottom left corner of the map. Minchel here on the name barcode Z barcode S barcode. Right above him as the purple Terran. A little bit close to each other. That of course means that we're going to see a lot of very close proximity shuttle dropping technology play. Or we might be seeing something early on happening from Minchel, who likes to play very aggressive early on. He really likes playing aggressive. He likes taking chances and risks, sometimes out of arrogance, sometimes because he legitimately sees and notices an opportunity to go hard or go home. That's his motto. Go hard or go home. So the reason why I'm doing another Minchel replay is because recently we've been seeing Minchel play 2v2 in the StarCraft World Fastest Map League. Mostly 2v2. We've also seen him play a couple of 1v1 games, but mostly 2v2. Let's see how well he does against players like 458. I mean, we've seen him on the channel before, this specific combination of Minchel against 458, and usually it's about 50-50. Although Minchel sometimes just has amazingly, insanely good Terran against Protoss performances. So I have really high expectations from this guy. Goes out with a scout pretty early on. He started with an 8 barracks into a 9 supply into an 11/10 barracks. And the SB scouting there goes straight to 458's base. 458 starts out with a gateway into a nexus. A little bit of a weird build order. Third barracks are on the way from Minchel. Very early SCB scout, usually we don't see this, but it just so happens to work out perfectly fine because he's right next to him. One zealot there on the way, one gateway as he's still running in circles. Doesn't want to take any damage from the probes, but it might want to do damage to the probes, but that's pretty difficult to do. So Forge there on the way, Marine also leaving the base already. The Marine will be met by a zealot. Probe there going to the front, going to throw down a pylon for the soon-to-be built choke that he's for sure planning to get up there in the front. Probe finds the Marine, and I think he now assumes that Minchel is probably right next to me. That's probably the only explanation I can have for why he found me this quick, and why the Marine is already here on the scene. So yeah, the Marine goes to the backside. They're going to try to kill a probe, but it's being chased around by that Zealot. The SV going to try to do the same, but mostly just getting there the information and being annoying as hell. Cannons coming up there in the front. Marines there waiting in the front of his own base, and he's building a second command center, not yet adding on a supply depot. You might get supply stock, not too sure, might not. Who knows? I don't. Running back and forth. Double caster on the way. Two cannons in the front finishing up. Zealot there in the front chasing the Marine. The other Marine there here back at home already got taken down. Or maybe it is the same Marine from earlier that is now escaping. I think that's the same Marine. He's escaping with the same Marine because I don't think we're going to see a kill on the Zealot. Yeah, no kill on the Zealot. He kept the Marine alive. Got it out of the base before the cannons finished. Very efficient playstyle. And still gathering information with that SCV running back and forth, round and round he goes. While here back at home, we've got an academy on the way and only a single command center. He's not building a third one. He's hanging on to just 2 of them. And he's going to slowly progress into the next stage of his plan. Cybercorps on the way for 458. His technology is going to be a little bit delayed. But at least he is keeping himself safe. There was the opportunity or the real chance for Minchel to try and break through those cannons at the front while they were warping in. And the single zealot, or the 2 zealots he had at the time, from the very first fast one single gateway, kind of kept him safe from any rushing attempts from Minchel. And I think Minchel sent out that SCV so early because he wanted to rush really hard. SV there in the side, still alive, might start to build a barracks, might not. There's vision everywhere for 458, so very small chance that it's gonna work. Marines there keeping those zealots from leaving to get information, so no information for those zealots. Double caster in the backside, Stim is on the way. Factory now also being added on, and I feel it's about time to start with the engineering bay at about 5 minutes. He's going to build some stuff there in the front first, though. A couple depots as a depot wall. Depot walls are very, very useful. Cannon in the back there kills the SCV. We've got a Citadel of Dune on the way, and one Robo somewhere in the front or in the back, here on the bottom side. There is the, oh, that's the Citadel, and here we've got the robotics, and the second robotics are also on the way, which kind of means that we can kind of predict what he's going to do. Kind of predict what he's going to do. He's getting triple gateway. He's going to produce zealots from every single one of them. He's going to get one shuttle, and then, of course, once the support phase finishes, he's going to get double Reaver up and warping in. I also suspect he's going to get Zealot speed. Zealot there makes it through the blockade though, but he's going to get sniped down by those Marines. He now does see the depot wall under construction there in the front to give him somewhat of an idea of whether he can go in through the front or not, but he didn't spot the factory or the machine shop timing or whether it had already researching siege mode. So he doesn't quite know exactly what Minchel is up to. There's a starport on the way there in the back as well. Might go for a Wraith, might go for a dropship. Honestly, both options are really viable. Although 4 of 8 here in the backside is cannoning up pretty early and pretty well. And he's picking up a couple zealots, well, one zealot, and he's gonna just fly it over the hill and start scouting. Minchel already has some units in position to try and intercept the shuttle though. So the shuttle might go down, and that might actually not be that great, although he keeps it alive for now. And he's gonna fly all the way around back to his own base. So yes, he keeps the shuttle alive. The Templars are on the way, so are the Reaver, another shuttle as well. And we have Storm and Shuttle Speed also being researched. Let me highlight that real quick. Shuttle Speed, Templar Storm, Dark Templars, Triple Dark Templar actually. Reaver finishes up, one more shuttle finishes up as well. Honestly, I'm not sure if it was the best choice to go for one. Oh, he scans exactly on time. He knows the exact timing at which a drop can come, and below that. 620 is when he scans the front here, sees it leaving, and he's now, it means he's going to prepare himself for that drop. He's expecting it from the bottom side, not yet from the top. Not really expecting it to come from the top side. And the 4 of 8, who flew over the entire base, has the information that the top side is probably the weak side. He accepts the Dark Templars first though. Where he's going to go with those shuttles? He's going in from... He's not flying all the way around. Oh, yes he is. You can see those turrets from beyond the hill. He's going to fly around. He's going to try to keep himself somewhat unpredictable. Turrets are on the way on the top side. Also some Marines have been placed there on the top side, and 2 more barracks being added on because Minchel needs a lot more Marines to cover every single flight path from those shuttles that 4 of 8 can fly in from. Dropship finished up there though. Going to pick up a tank and maybe land him on the hill or go for a tank drop. Got about 9 gateways here on the scene for 4, 5, 8. Triple robo for shuttle production. It's going to go for a top drop and a bottom drop at the same time. A lot of Marines in between, turrets also in between. Unloads on the top side. There's Dark Templars and a Reaver. Dark Templars are scaring those Marines away. Reaver Scarab hits it really hard. Drops him on the bottom side. Distraction drop from the top. He's doing a really great job there. And I have to dodge the storm. He kills the Templars before they can storm. The target fire doesn't even dodge the storm drop. Really, really risky stuff there from Minchel, but it works out. But that is the riskiest stuff he could have done. But a lot of units here have gone down on the top side, lost most of the Marines there. Now pulling Marines from somewhere else to try and kill the Reaver. Dark Templar killing Marines really quickly. Reaver hasn't gone down yet. Might get one more Scarab off. Gets one more Scarab off. Kills 3 more. Dark Templar finishes off the remaining Marines, and that is an entire 2 groups of Marines taken down here on the top side. Really great job there, reducing the amount of defensive forces Minchel has with those consecutive double drops and still dealing damage there. Another drop there, already flying in from the bottom side. Marines are in between. Marines going to fight against him. Still loading Zealots and loading Templars as well on the scene. Going to start the storm on the SCs, but only kills about 4 or 5. Not really a big hit, but there's a lot of Zealots there inside the bottom side of his base that Minchel now has to take care of. Also going to turn the sound down just a little bit because I feel that the sound might be just a little bit too high. A little bit lower. Alright, this should be, or might be, a little bit better. So yeah, this game is now looking pretty tricky for Minchel, but I've seen him come back from worse, but his unit count, his supply count, has come pretty low. So a lot of SCVs, but almost no units whatsoever. Whereas 4 of 8, 68 probes, a lot of gateways, very consistent shuttle production and droppage. Goes in once again, starts to load the right on the sides. Templars are loading. Templars going to try to storm those Marines to death, and they do hit pretty hard. Now one more Templar in there. Let's try to hit those SCVs. 2 more Templars, in fact. 4 Templars in total. Can't storm yet because he doesn't have energy. Because Kandarian Amulet, which is Templar energy upgrade, hasn't finished yet, but now he gets the energy. But the energy comes in a little bit too late, but he does keep Minchel from mining and kills another 2 or 3 SCVs in the end. But most of the Zealots and the Marines did go down to the Zealots on the bottom side. So he's doing a great job. Once again, comes in with yet another drop. Machine gun dropping. Comes in yet again, unloads. SCVs are running away just in time. But the storm comes down. He's got triple 4 storms in total. Hits everything, and Mitchell taps out. A very quick game, very cleanly played. Absolute dropping monster from 458. He played that one really, really, really well. And that's exactly what we expect from 458. He's probably one of the very best storm droppers in existence. He's the shuttle man. It's the one play style he's honestly very, 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 very good at. Very good. But we've got a second game lined up here between these two players. So let's continue on with game number 2 while I sip a drink of my delicious mango flavored thing. I'm not going to shout out the brand because I don't want to advertise for free. If the brand wants me to advertise, I'll advertise for $2.50 a minute. Delicious. Refreshing. Alright. So now we've got game number 2. Minchel again on the Terran, 458 again on the Protoss, and we are in a similar situation. Actually, kind of the same situation as last game. Exactly the same. They're right next to each other. Protoss with the advantageous spawning location on the Terran. No spot abuse though, but just very easy to attack from beyond the hill. With shuttles flying over, unloading on the side, and shuttles flying back to pick up more units. Barrack first here from Minchel. Depot there also on the way. We've got, once again, the same build order from 458 where he goes for 1 gateway, Nexus, 1 Zealot, and a Forge. I actually kind of like this, because this build order is kind of a 8-rack rush deterrent. It kind of counters the early pressure from the Terran when they go for 8 barracks mine supply. Because they have this fast marine, they can sometimes, if they're right next to you and you don't have the Zealot out on the map, and you go for a Nexus Forge Gateway, they can kill the cannons here in the front and rush you to death. I've seen it happen to the very best of the very best, where they die within 3 minutes because they couldn't protect the cannons. They were warping in the front. Now with this 1 Zealot here though, this 1 Zealot here that's going to come out, is going to be able to protect the cannons that 458 wants to put up in the front. He doesn't need 2 gateways, a single gateway is apparently enough. Well, double gateway build order here from Mitchell, also got the Gaster on the way in the backside. He's building his second depot there in the front. He's planning on playing quite defensive, already scouting with 1 SCV. Marine there, going to the side there, going to find the choke once again. And realize that yes, we are in fact right next to each other once again. Same scenario, although Minchel is assuming 458 is not on the 1 o'clock spawn location. He changes direction and goes back to his own base. He doesn't, maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't know, but there's 1 Zealot there in the front that's going to keep Marines away. This build order from 458 looks very well optimized, and I like it. I like it. The gas is a little bit slower, the Nexus is a little bit slower, but this is such a safe build order where if the Terran does go for an early rushing attempt on your choke here, you can defend it. And with the other build order, you can't. So I might just start adopting this into my own playstyle. I really like this. Cybercore on the way, Tank also on the way there from Minchel. Minchel not going for a 3rd barrack this time around. He's staying on only 2 of them. Finishing up his wall really early on. He's playing defensively. Last game he tried to push a little bit more of an advantage by getting those Marines into 458's base and having Marines here in the front, in the pathway. This time around he's all in on defensive. Although he might actually just try to go for a very fast tank drop cheese attempt, where he goes for such a fast tank drop that the opponent isn't prepared for it yet. That might be why we are seeing a very fast factory and no command centers being added on and a second gas being utilized here. He wants to hit fast with a tank drop and buy himself a lot of time to protect himself and get himself ready and strong enough for 458, or maybe go for a fast kill on his opponent. There's the startboard. There's the startboard. I am smelling a fast tank drop, although we might also actually go for a very fast firebat drop. I've seen it happen as well, where the Terran gets very early stim, they get the stim while they're building the starport, like right here. I've done this build order myself. You go 2 barrack, gas, factory starport, and you go for a ridiculously fast fire bat drop right on the minerals. Maybe Minchel is going to try that. 458 though is going to try to do the exact same build order from last game. Goes for Robo, Citadel, Robo. It is just a very strong and proven build order that is working time and time again. Has worked pretty much for the last 5 or 6 years on the Korean scene. It's just consistently performed well. So why change a winning horse except for the small details? But the strategy itself, double Robo, Zealot Speed, triple Gateway, or Zealot Speed, and then potentially a frontal attack with double Reaver, or simply going for the drop. There's a lot of diversity in this, but this opening itself is consistent as hell. Now, Minchel here is doing a very good job of keeping information, keeping track of what 458 is doing. Very fast science facility, no dropship. Now, finally adding on Engineering Bay and a barrack. He's playing this one very low on the economy, and 458 is going to explode with his economy because he's got double Nexus and already almost 15 more probes than Minchel has SCDs. Temple's Archive finishing up there, support bay there also on the side, so you got double Robo production. Not building a lot of Zealots this time around, once again staying at 5 to keep Minchel from rushing into his base with that stim attack. Dropship is now, Vessel is on the way. I see, oh, I was very wrong. He's not going for the fire bat drop, he's going for a very fast tank push, and he's getting the science facility very, very, very fast to counteract our Templars without needing or relying on a science comsat station for consistent scanning ability. He's going to try to do this really quick. But 458 is kind of in luck here because he built his Robos all the way in the back. If this pylon in the front goes down, he isn't getting his pylon depowered. And the Dark Temples come out just before the science facility arrives on the scene. Doesn't have scan, gonna try to take down the pylon. He's running back and forth, trying to buy time, trying to keep Marines alive from the Dark Templar. Vessel is on the way, keeps his Marines there in the backside, loses the tank there though. Now the Vessel comes in, saves the day. Dark Templar's running with their kills between their legs, running very, very quick, very, very far, running away, trying to stay alive. Tanks. Ooh, the tank there behind the hill, unseated, so the Shuttle Reaver is safe for now. Shuttle Reaver doesn't get any kills though, but doesn't lose the Shuttle Reaver either, hasn't used any Scarabs yet. A lot of Dark Temples there on the scene, Zealous there as well, gonna go in for the attack, gonna try to hit a really hard hitting Reaver shot on those Marines. Marines are running away, gets a pretty good shot up on 3. Tank in the front there goes down. 458 there playing really well, microing back and forth with the shuttle. Dark Templar is killing stuff. The Vessel is too far away. They're in the back. He didn't keep the Vessel on his Marines and loses a lot of units, and that might actually just completely take the wind out of his sails, and this attack might have just failed completely. As another Reaver there is finished up, so we got 3 Reavers, 1 shuttle, got 1 more Reaver on the way. This is looking very good for 458. Now adding on a lot of gateways. We're not seeing a drop coming in from Minchel. Minchel is playing this on very low economy, very, very low economy. Comes in with the double Reaver there on the scene. 1 Reaver goes down, hits his Scarab on the tank with his defensive medic, but the medics keep the tank alive, kills the other tank, kills the Marines. This is beautiful. Michael here from 458, playing really hard here. Now he's going straight into the base, going straight for the drop there onto the mineral. But there's some Marines that are in between the flight path of that the shuttle. Shuttle flies around the turret. Turret is Reaver alone. Reaver gets taken down because it was already on low HP. Very well defended there, and now the front is getting attacked, but the front is, well, there's a lot of Marines there, so yeah, he pushes those Zealots out, and 458 pulls them back to kill the turret there in the front. He ignores the turret in the front, just pulls them back, and we're gonna wait for shuttles to finish up. Very, very high-paced game so far, but neither player has really made a mistake yet, except for Minchel not pulling his Vessel back to his Marines, and losing detection of those Dark Templars that completely decimated the backline of his Marines and tanks here in this pathway. Might have played out very differently, but it didn't. And even then, 458 still a lot of cannons in the back, more Reavers and more shuttles. So he could have defended himself against that push pretty well. It's just very, very risky to push as a Terran against the Protoss when they have Reaver shuttle micro skills like 458. Now goes in for the frontal attack. He wants to break through the front door. There's 1 tank there. It is kind of well walled off. Finishes the wall there by building another depot there right in front of that small little hole. And try to break through, attack that stuff. Reavers are loading behind the wall. Scarabs can't connect, so he has to hit the wall first. Kills the first depot there in the front. Gonna take down the entire depot wall. Might get Minchel supply block, but the Zealots are actually all going down before they kill anything significant except for the depots. But at least Minchel is supply block. Now 458 might fly in from another angle, or he might return home. to group up with more zealots, more shuttles, and go in for a drop from the side, and simply keep changing up the angle of attack. Minchel now on 9 supply, 84 supply cap, 40 SCVs, got one more command center there added on, from triple factory, adding on a fourth one. He's actually doing pretty well for being on such a low economy build order. Dropship with tanks also preparing itself to fly in over the map here to try and hit 4th of 8's minerals, but he's got so many probes there, well, cannons there to protect his probes, that I don't think he's ever really going to hit anything significant here. And he also has a lot of gateways. He's just looking, his spending is absolutely superb. He's got a lot of gas, a little bit too much gas there in the bank, but he's spending his minerals very well on those drops, getting gateways, getting structures everywhere he needs. We've got the vessel coming in. Tanks arriving on the scene. Probes are right on top of the tank there, though. Tank is defensive matrix, hits a couple of probes, but doesn't kill that many of them, though. So that could have been a very beautiful drop there, but most of 4 of 8's probes were already right next to the tank, and he shoots on the mineral patch, but doesn't really hit anything significant. Tried to go in with a drop there, but not it. Ooh. There was a drop coming in, but it was a fake drop that was distracting him, and now the real drop is coming in from the bottom left. Bottom left drop it is, flies straight in, ignores. Ooh, there's a lot of Marines here in between, allows everything he can, but okay, that was very well target fired there from Minchel, and the drop completely falls flat, kills a couple of Marines, but nothing too significant. That could have been a very good game-ending drop, but it turns into just a drop that falls short of doing anything whatsoever. So Minchel now starting to feel comfortable. I mean, the game is still far from over, he's still far from well protected, but he's doing a great job of keeping himself protected with a lot of effort. But the game is going to progress, bunkers on the top side with Marines in them, I really like that detail. Marines are slowly spreading out all over the base, getting vision, getting protection, ready to stim down those bunkers. Shuttles are coming in there from the top side, starts alone, they're right next to the SCVs, so they're running away. Templar's too far away to storm on the SCVs though, you might have to storm on something else. Decides to storm on some Marines though, but waited a little bit too long with storming. You really wanted to hit them SCVs, but the SCVs were way too far away. Very quick pull reaction there from Minchel. So yeah, the game now, with Triple Robo, of course that's also in production there on the side from the Double Stargate. Orvate doing his best to make this count, but hasn't yet managed to actually do real damage, except for that one front attack where he killed Triple Depot, although I think it would have been better to just go straight in and kill the bunkers, and then keep kill the tank as well, keep the Reavers alive on the scene and start killing stuff with the Reaver. But that is just me saying that in hindsight. In the moment, you've got a plan, and it's best to stick to your plan instead of just changing things up on the fly while you are attacking. Although that might also sometimes just be a very good choice when you find a better alternative. But forcing things is never the best way to do it. So it goes in from the top side once again. Templar's on the scene. Templar storming, double storm. Only a double storm, but doesn't kill that many SCVs. I think he killed about 2 or 3. Wasn't really killing anything. Great double pull in 2 different directions there from Minchel. Defends himself really well this time around. Just as well as he did on all previous drops so far. He's just really on fire with the 5 barrack production. Got level 1 attack finished up, level 2 attack on the way. He's got the science facility there on the backside. Yeah, he's getting level 2 attack. Something we usually only see Mong or Brain do. Comes in from the top left side once again. Starts a low Templar. Templar gets sniped down. Minchel with very accurate quick reactions and clicking. Doesn't make a mistake. I mean, it's risky stuff to try and target fire down a Marine, but if it works, ooh, you get such a huge payoff in not losing your income at any point whatsoever. Another drop there, ready to be loaded up. More courses on the way. He's getting all triple forges now, so he's getting every single gateway upgrade he can. He's getting a proxy gateway base across the map. Just in case Minchel starts putting tanks up here right on the side, you'll still have gateway production here on the other side of the map to counteract the fact that he might get blocked off here by tanks being able to shoot beyond the hill or tanks on the hill. Honestly, both are a viable option. He's gonna go for a 6 shuttle drop or a double shuttle drop. So it's a triple shuttle drop and a triple shuttle drop, probably from 2 directions, or maybe he's gonna ball them all up into one. He's balling them up into one. Gonna go over that same pathway once again. This is the definitive weak side. He's just going to use the definitive weak side time and time again, because Mintel is not going turrets there. Goes for a frontal attack instead of a attack on the backside. Temples are on the scene. Zealots are also hitting hard. Going to take down the bunkers. Storming on the range. Marines dodging the storms, but a little bit too late. Dodging into the storms even. Zealots going to try to break through the front door. The bunkers are doing a great job of killing those Zealots. Bunkers are keeping the other Zealots out of the base. Most of the Zealots there behind the line have gone down. He breaks into the base there. Still trying to kill the depots, but he can't quite get in. His units are simply getting blocked out. And that attack, while he killed a lot of Marines, he also loses about an equal amount of units himself. Or maybe even more units. So that didn't quite go as he had in mind. I also had a different vision of that, how it would play out, but it doesn't quite seem to work out that well. But now there's no tanks in the front, so he immediately pulls a Reaver to the front door to start hitting stuff with the Scarabs. Minchel pulling new depots there, new bunkers as well. No drop coming in yet from 458, but he's got one prepared, that's for sure. Also mass gateway production starting here on the other side of the map. He's got about 10 of them now. Once again tries to break through the front door, but there's tanks on the scene, tanks pulling those Zealots in. Reaver there a little bit too far away to shoot on. Ooh, Marines pulling in, kills, storms on, pretty good storm there from a double Templar, but it still goes down. A drop there ready to fly in over the bottom side of the base, I'm sure. Basically, Minchel didn't really turret up that much. There's just some turrets on the side here, a single row, kind of haphazardly thrown down row here on the top side. No turrets there on the front, finishing out and filling out his base. Drop comes in for the bottom side there. Temples on the scene, Temples gonna try to storm. Temples can't storm, they're too far away from the minerals. Hits the patch, or hits the wrong side of the patch, so SVs once again stay alive for Minchel there. This game is just going very well for Minchel, and 4-8 is trying really hard to make things happen. But nothing is quite working out. I like his plans, I like his ideas, but Minchel is just answering his questions, his attacks. He's answering them really well, exceptionally well. Big drop there, prepared to go in from the bottom side once again. He stopped going in from the top side because he's expecting Minchel to be less well protected on the bottom side. His 5 armories here, upgrades are on the way for tanks. Weapon and plating, Marine level 3 upgrade also on the way there. Starts looking very closely. SVs are running away. SVs are getting stormed, but slightly misses the storm, so he doesn't really kill that many SVs, if any. The storms were slightly misplaced. Did hit them. Did hit the SVs there though. He did hit them, but couldn't really do enough damage. And now medics in the backside are healing them up. Drop on the top side, Reavers are there, Zealots are there as well, Bunkers are doing a very great job, and SVs are blocking access for the Zealots. There's a lot of blockage here. The Zealots and the Reavers, the units unloaded there, just can't really attack all the well. But now, we've got cannons from beyond the hill killing stuff. That's really nice detail there from 458, putting those cannons up on the side to start killing stuff beyond the hill. Whenever he gets vision beyond the hill, I really like that detail. Make his drops here all the more stronger, although that one didn't do much, if anything. Comes from the front side. Zealots are coming in for the attack. Starts on Zealots behind the wall. Right on top, he's right in between everything. But the Marine upgrades are doing a lot of work. Level 2 attacks on the Marines against the level 112 upgrades from the Zealots. The Marines are stronger than they usually would be when the Terran doesn't keep getting their upgrades beyond level 1 attack. Level 2 attack there, doing a great job of keeping them alive. Also now moving into the middle to kill those cannons. Level 3 attacks seem to be finishing up. We've got upgrades on the way for 4-8 as well. Getting level 3 weapon, 2 armor, 2 shield. The tanks are currently on, I think, 1-1-1-2 already. Dropping from the top side while Marines are away from home. So nothing to intercept the shuttles. Shuttles are unloaded and you're on the scene, but there's nothing really in there. Civis are already running away. Keeps these shuttles mostly alive, although now they're going down. Not sure what that was about. I really thought there were some Templars in there, but it was just some Zealots. Neil's got units everywhere in his base, protecting himself really, really well. He's doing a really great job of keeping himself alive and this high-paced, fast gameplay from 458, which is non-stop attacking from every single option he's got. Although, once again, 458 is not getting carrier technology, although it looks like he can't afford it. Great Templar on the hill kills a lot of Marines. More Storms are on the front, kills even more Marines, and he's actually starting to break through. Minchel lost almost all of his Marines. He's got a lot of Valkyries here though. Siege tanks as well. Shuttles coming in once again through the front door. Is there something in there? They're changing direction, going straight for the SCVs. Going straight for the SCVs. They're running away to safety. Templars are storming. Templars are hitting Storms pretty well. Kills about 15, 17 went down. Tries to hit one more Storm, but can't quite hit. Yeah, we're seeing some progress here. We're seeing some progress. Another drop comes in already. This is A lot of drops coming in, killing stuff on the top side, tank going down. Valkyries are pulled into position to help them defend against the shuttle drops that are just raining down non-stop. Once again, flies in over the top right corner. Minchel not responding yet. Flies straight into the Valkyries. Templar on the scene. Templar storm. Templar hits the SCVs at the worst time possible for Minchel for 500 minerals. SCVs pulled from the gas onto the minerals. This game is now actually looking really sour, really bad for Minchel, who doesn't have a lot of money left in the bank. Supply down by about 75. He's going to have to rely on Marines with a level 3 attack. But 458 is going non-stop. Another drop comes in, flies into the Valkyries, but the Valkyries kill the shells just in time. One Zealot arrives on the sea, but Zealots are attacking the bunkers. Storms here in the front, happening on the tanks. A lot of stuff is happening everywhere at the same time. 458 is finally connecting. His game plan is finally working. Minchel is finally making mistakes. Scans everything there on the top side. Sees there's only about 12 gateways there, so that kind of means that this production is probably coming from elsewhere. Sends out another small mass gateway attack. More Zealots coming from the base there. Templar still on the hill, goes in, attacks and overruns the bunkers. Units coming from the backside there. Drop comes in at the same time as well. Drop is on the scene. Templar storms. Templar hits everything, and Minchel loses game number 2 as well. 458 just played a very well executed PvT with a lot of multitasking. Minchel was able to keep up with the multitasking for most of the time, but here at the end, 458's multitasking looked to be a little bit better than Minchel, as Minchel was just forced to focus on too many different things too often in a row, and he couldn't keep up, as every single drop in the last 2 minutes managed to achieve damage, managed to deal damage to Minchel, and Minchel couldn't recover. So that's it for today. It's RGB for RJB TV, a very quick 2-0 from 458 against Minchel, a powerhouse, fastest 1v1 player, but so is 458, so the result is not out of the ordinary. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and goodbye.